Bear's Tuesday Night, Scion's 2nd Edition Chronicle. And last week, I believe we left our heroes still in London, having basically busted into Fritz-Lloyd Smith's secret base, i.e. his townhouse in London. Slapping a few of his goons around. Hang on, my pages are wrong. And reconnecting with their kidnapped band members who were in the process of escaping on their own. Prior to that, there was some investigation. They spoke with the local chapter of the Circle of the Impious, who swear up and down they don't know what's going on. Though they did get some information from them and these two British gentlemen that you still don't know who they actually work for. Though they've been very helpful. To investigate some of Fritz-Lloyd's family.
They just really want to get us the hell out of London.
They do.
They really want to make sure that you're not there to cause any trouble.
I mean, Connor doesn't know.
It's convenience.
But Connor wants to say they're Templars. But he doesn't know.
Well, no. Pip did talk to us on the ride there saying that what group he was working with.
Oh, what was the name of the group?
I don't know if it was like they were Paladin or something, and because they were going after Morgan.
They're just straight up the Knights. They're just straight up the Knights of the Round Table, and we'll keep it at that.
Yeah, let's just say that's what they really are. Yeah.
Two of them pulled out swords and shields out of nowhere.
Connor does that with a stick. I don't ooh and ah when he does it.
It's like, I know it's a pen on his breast pocket.
Watch, I'm gonna watch last week's session and I'm gonna clip it. Because Hilarious had the thing where they will just blurt out going on during the car ride.
Yeah, but that wasn't what he was blurting out about.
No.
He was like, it was freaking Morgan Le Fay!
He was having a bit of a panic attack about Morgan Le Fay.
Yeah. But he said he had to let the people that he worked with know that she was still here.
Well, anyway, so all that led up to them finding Fritz-Lloyd's house.
Mm-hmm.
And after that, they discovered on the top floor a hallway full of doors. And I forget if it was Pip or William, the aforementioned British fellows. But one of them commented that Fritz-Lloyd had created a house of doors. And he seemed surprised by that fact.
Yep. William, because Pip was still with Hilarious and... my brain! Yeah, they were still...
Yeah, it was William that made that comment, because he was with Connor.
Okay.
At the house.
And then we had wrapped up just as the band had their split up parties had met back.
Yeah.
So this week we start off on the top floor.
Okay.
Y'all are standing up there with Pip and William at this point.
Just like nothing but doors, huh?
Yes.
Okay, it's just doors and if I go up close to a door, does it have the sigils that the other door had?
It does indeed. And Pip is examining the doors, though he is not touching any of them.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not touching any either. Sasha?
Yeah, she'd be looking at probably doing same thing Pip is doing.
Mm-hmm. I'm okay at this. I'm not great at it. I got the crash course from Penelope, but you are practiced at this, and I'm not.
I mean, death and spirits I can handle, but just a cult intelligence?
Yes.
I will also roll that. And select. Cult. Roll.
Momentum.
Hey, momentum.
I rolled 9
momentum.
dice and got 1 success.
I had like 2 dice total. I just wanted to impress Sasha.
Give it a shot.
With 1 success, Sasha, you're pretty sure this is a map of ley lines. I don't think ley lines, or really the concept, played much part in Egyptian mysticism.
They were a bit about, astronomy, but I don't know if ley lines were part of that.
Yeah, I'm just not sure. But you're not that specialized. I mean, you've got
Yeah.
a broader knowledge than that, so.
Niche.
It's not like the representation of the world is not like a detailed map, so you're kind of having to guess where some of this stuff is. But all the doors have a sort of the spots that are emphasized. All of them have the spot that you assume is London, just kind of where it's at on the globe. And then they spread out all over the place.
Is the emphasize do they have different like destination emphasis words?
Emphasis?
Yes. Is there a different spot emphasized besides the London spot on
Yes,
each one?
One on each door.
Okay. Sure. Would I be able to, given what I learned from Penelope, be able to be like that one? Like, especially if the one that's like the furthest away that I know is in like fucking Australia. If I go through these, do I find that one?
Do you find the Australia one? What?
Yeah.
I think he's asking if this map looks similar to the one that was on the door we found at
Yes.
Olympus.
Yes, very similar.
Okay.
So that's why I'm asking. If I find the one that has the emphasis on like the same one like in Australia that we saw.
Oh, I
back
got
in
you. I got you.
Olympus.
Yes.
Okay. If I look at around the doors, that was Australia.
Now, looking at all of them, the position of London is different on each one of them, or on most of them. Like you've slid the globe around. So, like the Australia one has got like London, and then you see Australia, but you can't see
Between it.
like Olympus. Where the door
Sure.
should have opened to Olympus.
Yeah.
Where the map in Olympus basically showed the entire world, but with certain things emphasized. Almost like maybe just a slightly different artist did it. It's kind of the impression. Well,
Different perceptions of the same thing.
yeah. There's some slight variations like that.
Mm-hmm. If we just like, never mind. British people don't like when you colonize their place.
That and this is somebody's house. Who I think is still unconscious.
The
As he-
butler is unconscious.
Okay.
I did the butler on the staircase.
Yeah, well, the guy said like he's just the domestic, is how he put it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, y'all have not seen Fritz-Lloyd since you've been here.
yeah.
How long ago was it since he came in to Sasha and Robert?
I think y'all waited another half hour or so before you broke out. Or maybe another hour.
Do one of these look like it goes to Italy?
All right, there are 8 doors.
Sure.
You
So
know one, or you find the one
I
that you're
recognize
pretty
the
sure.
Australia one
Because
because that's the furthest one away. Sure.
one to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
Want to abbreviate that Oz? Don't let me forget and start thinking I'm sending y'all to
Austria.
to actual Oz.
The hills are alive. I thought you meant AUS Austria.
No.
Yeah, like Talari's like just like has like a map or something that they pull up, and they're just like, "Where the fuck is Italy?"
Is there a line of power in Italy?
I don't know, but
Why do you
isn't
care about
that
Italy?
is that where the townhouse is, or was I thinking of France?
France.
France. Okay.
Yes,
my
in the
bad.
south of France is
France.
where the family had that place they rent.
Yes.
And you
There's
don't
a
see anything that
version
matches up with that.
Saying there's a
Cool.
version of me already running across the English Channel to go visit.
Yeah.
So
We'll meet him in a little bit.
All right, so you find the one to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
he said there's one in Australia, one in Stonehenge.
One in Olympus, if we used a door to get from Olympus.
Easter Island.
We didn't, because Connor kind of smashed that door.
You
But
find that
there
door,
would still be.
but like Sasha, you do not see any magic on that door anymore,
Mm.
or just the fading traces of it.
I'll mention that.
Something about destroying a door does that.
Yeah, you snapped
yeah.
the other. You broke the other side. So
Knowing look.
I was mad. I'm sorry.
I
let's see,
didn't say
Stonehenge and
anything.
Easter Island. I mentioned.
I mean, I did throw the Cyclops down the hallway, so.
Mm-hmm.
There is one in Italy.
You said Australia, right?
Yes.
It's 4
There
currently.
is one that you can tell for sure it's in Egypt. Exactly, it's close to the Nile, but exactly where on the Nile you're not exactly sure.
Now it's pretty big. That's less specific.
It's somewhere in Egypt.
Sounds like a destination we might need to go through at some point in the near future. Cough, cough.
It's like, nah, no.
Unlock the long deed.
Yeah. Not even gonna lie, yeah. Unlock the long deeds.
There is one that is in China.
Okay.
Oh. Now Connor's interested.
Over someone's
Like-
shoulder, like
Like a dog, like oh,
One in Greece,
Squirrel?
maybe?
oh, that makes sense in Greece.
that would
Maybe
be a
like
good Leyline.
Interestingly, there is not one in Greece.
Honestly,
Oh.
There is one,
If there-
however, in Turkey.
The hell do they want in
Should it be
Turkey?
in Istanbul? Which is
Not
Constantinople?
Constantinople.
It's right at the edge, so it could be.
Hey, nobody's been with the Turks.
I mean, yeah, no, that one in China, like, if we ever get our long terms unlocked, Connor's next one is he wants to go visit his father in the heavens.
Back, break into this
It's a
guy's house.
door that goes to the heavens.
Well, there's specific places in China that you have to go to,
Gotcha.
but
Paperwork.
all the entrances to the heavens are in China.
Mhm.
And
So-
he basically wants to go visit his father's realm in the heavens.
So we have like four European doors. We have one to Australia. We have one to Olympus. We have one to China. We have one to Egypt.
So that's 8 doors in total.
Yeah.
8 doors in total, only 7 active. Because the
Yeah.
receiving door in Olympus was shattered.
Correct. So that means he may free up a door he could send it somewhere else.
Do we want to just go in one together and hope for the best?
Do any of them? Does all the magic look consistent across all of the currently active doors? Like none of them read as being activated recently?
They've all got active effects on them.
Okay. They're like in a holding pattern kind of thing.
Penelope did trace where the active connection went to from the broken door. Well, that was used recently, considering that one had the map of the whole world.
Mhm.
Would Sasha be able to maybe see that?
Not with a 1 success.
Fair enough.
She's too busy wondering where her jar of bees are at.
If y'all searched the house, you would have found those.
Oh, okay. She's happy then. She has a gun. She has
And
her
Robert's
bees.
handgun, and not sure
Well,
having
just
a
go
gun
ahead.
while you're in England is a good idea, but whatever.
We just had a room
Yeah.
full of people with guns. Obviously, it's not that big a deal.
And she's
Physics, anyway.
in England.
Flashing it.
Jeremy knows it is. Clearly, these people didn't think it was that big a deal.
Fair. Connor's he's gonna go downstairs and check on the butler, the domestic. as you introduced him as.
You get down there, and let's see, it's been a few minutes. I'd say he's probably awake. I assume y'all tied him up.
Yeah.
That's good to know.
That would have been up to William, because Connor was busy with the gunman at the time.
All right. Yes, William thought this at the time.
So I know Connor didn't, because he was basically going like hand to hand with the gun guys, because like, hey, a new relic from Dad. Let me try this out. No, yeah,
So yeah,
he'll
you get
grab
down there, and he's restrained.
Yeah, is he like on the floor, like in a chair or what?
He's awake now and in a chair. Yeah.
In a chair. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Connor will like grab a chair, like flip it around, like sit in front of him, like arms on the back.
So,
Yeah, he's like, so how you holding up? Sorry, I had to throw you.
thank you, Sarah. I appreciate you.
That reference.
I suppose I'm doing all right. What do you want?
I was just checking in on you. Were you hired by these guys just to like keep the house, or was this your house?
Well, as I told you, I'm the domestic. I'm here to take care of the house and the grounds. Not that there's a lot of grounds with this one being in the city and all.
Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, I just checking in, make sure you didn't get grazed by anything. I had to throw you a little hard, so sorry about that.
Yes, I believe the security were a little overzealous, perhaps.
A little bit. Did kind of prove they're perfectly willing to commit murder, though.
Is it really murder if you shoot an intruder?
Yeah. Murder is defined as one human being killing another. Or homicide, if you want to get technical.
Mm-hmm.
So even if they did kill you, or they killed me with those firearms, intruder, self-defense or not, it's still a murder regardless.
I believe I'm going to have to disagree with you to some degree there, sir.
Where's your boss?
He is supposed to be out of the country, headed
That's
to
cute. That's curious. We spoke to him maybe an hour ago.
It doesn't take very long to get to an airplane.
Where's he going?
I believe the villa in the south of France.
You believe?
It's what he told me.
Well, he'll lean back. Yeah, I already went through this with him. There's a copy of me running that way now, so we'll know soon enough if he's there.
He gives you a funny look when you say that.
He sort of pats the guy on the head.
I don't know why I almost said Espers. It's like, wait, it's been 2 campaigns.
2 years.
It has, yeah.
Ah, Staska.
He needs to make a comeback sometime.
On but not forgotten.
Yeah.
Oh, it's still on my old computer. I'd throw that GIF of him up in the chat, but this computer doesn't have it. Anyway.
Oh, that's easy. Hold on, I got that.
Have you well, I don't suppose you've called the police.
Not yet, no. We're still trying to figure out what we're dealing with here. Considering your boss, he points to Robert and Sasha, kidnap those two.
I wouldn't know anything about that, sir.
What can I roll to see if he's lying? I'm not sure if there's any kind of bonus I get from the Kadama, because like I get access to the calling of the judge from the Kadama. So I'm not sure if I get any kind of enhancement for checking for lying or not. I know there's specific knacks that do it, but
Oh.
Let's see. Empathy would be what you roll.
okay.
Empathy manipulation probably.
Manipulation. Might I make an argument instead of empathy as someone who is used to dealing with like gangs and like the more violent sides of the world? That'd be more of I could be more of a subterfuge to like suss out.
Except empathy
Wise.
is all about sussing out, people's feelings and motivations.
I mean, personally, I'd argue empathy is, empathizing with someone, but as opposed to like testing them for lying.
Well, it's more
I
about
mean,
picking up the subtle stuff.
that's why I'm asking about the subterfuge bit, is specifically because of picking out the subtle stuff.
I would go with empathy just because they have a specific something.
Fair enough. Okay. Was going to make the case, but final call is final call.
Besides, you got plenty of manipulation dice. You'll be fine.
I have 4. That's not terrible, but
I mean, once we get a momentum.
I mean, I got 1.
Clearly he's nervous with what's going on. That's perfectly natural.
Mhm.
But you think he's probably covering for his boss at this point.
Okay.
He's probably one of those old English butlers that's been with the family, as long as Fritz-Lloyd's been alive.
Okay. Yeah. Looking at that, Connor will just tilt his head and he'll just lean forward on the chair, like basically doing what I'm doing on the edge of the chair. Now.
After your back.
Oh, shush. Now,
He's young, he can handle it.
we have spoken to the other members of the family. They have all but disowned him already.
What was her name? I know I wrote it down somewhere.
I personally haven't.
Was it Eunice?
Eunice is the chick, one of the 3 people we met.
That's right. She was the one that she was part of the circle.
Yes.
Welcoming.
Yeah. Eunice, Lily, and Lily, who was Morgan Le Fay, and someone else.
What's her name? Didn't write her name down.
I didn't know.
Yeah, Lillian.
I was too into the RP at that point. I actually forgot to write.
Oh, jeez.
Wasn't Felicity, was it?
RP
It
hit
wasn't
just
Felicity.
right.
Yeah,
It wasn't Felicity.
I will.
it was not. It was Eunice.
But anyway,
Make it up next time.
So the domestics like, oh, you've spoken to Miss Smith. Yes, they have the children had a bit of a falling out.
Yeah, so I would appreciate it if you would stop covering for him, please. I know you're it's a bit of a stereotype, old English butler, probably been with a family for a while. I get that loyalty. But he's been causing a lot of problems. Do you know of anything that's been happening in Olympus on the other side of the world in America?
I believe Olympus. I was under the impression Olympus was in Greece.
Okay, there's a city called Olympus in America where we're from. Because directly of Fitz-Lloyd Smith's involvement, there's been a significant number of casualties, a large amount of property damage, a great deal of gang violence. Several people were killed and permanently scarred.
And into fish.
We want to stop that from happening any further.
That sounds very unfortunate, sir. Perhaps you should get the law involved.
The law is involved already.
Then why are
The
you
door-
here and not them?
The door from the stairs open.
Because
opens.
we are the ones who deal with supernatural threats.
Larry's just yelled down. Y'all good over there? You need a hand?
No, I'm good for right now. I'll let you know if I need you.
Okay.
Let's just
What's up, Sasha?
Hilarious can make him talk.
Oh yeah,
We
I
don't
know.
have time for his bullshit.
I wanted to give him a chance.
We
He
don't
had
have
a chance.
time for it.
All right, fair enough. Hilarious.
You just said you were okay.
Well, yeah, I know, but Sasha said otherwise.
All right. And Hilarious will come down, just like straighten
The old
themselves
man
up.
seriously tenses up as Delarius is approaching. Because all he heard was Delarius can make him talk.
And then
Good.
Hilarious walks down, and they're just like not looking like a big bruiser.
Yeah.
They're just this
Which
like
actually makes it
skinny-
scary, because what's he going to do? He's some weirdo with knives or something? What's going on here?
Considering the big Bruce was the one that's been talking to him up until now.
All right,
That's
here's the deal.
Crocodile like growling in the background.
Here's the deal.
Oddly, the animals don't seem to have freaked him out that badly.
He's probably used to it.
I'm just gonna talk to you, and you're just gonna tell me the truth. And that's it. Continue.
Connor will actually have vacated the seat for Talarius to sit down.
I will sit properly. Just turn it back around and sit.
Everyone's a critic, gosh.
No, come on,
so-
do the Captain America.
No, too late.
Sit down, spin the chair around again.
Where's the master of the house?
I am not certain.
Okay. If you had to hazard a guess, where is the most likely place that he would be at the moment?
Oh shit, if this guy's trivial, he doesn't have a resistance to this, does
No,
he?
he doesn't get it wrong.
Nope.
He has to answer.
Oh shit, yeah. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. If that's considered trivial. Ugh.
If he doesn't beat my legend, he doesn't necessarily get a roll.
Mhm.
He is likely either in I would say likely Rome or China, or excuse me, Rome or Cairo.
Or Cairo.
Hmm.
But did he really take a plane, or did he use one of those fancy doors up there?
He exited through one of the doors. I'm simply not sure exactly which one.
See,
Assume-
that wasn't so bad.
Hilarious, ask him if his master has spoken to any of the adults recently, aside from myself.
You're in the room. He tells the truth
I
to
don't-
everybody.
But it has.
Lay down. Sorry.
She
Yeah,
figures
Connor
it has to be
doesn't matter.
hilarious.
Connor looks over at Sasha like, what? What's going on?
Have you
Actually,
spoken to any of the Adels?
just quick question, Deca. Is that
Yes.
ability targeted, or is it everybody around you can't lie?
It's targeted.
Okay, so it's just this dude. Okay,
This isn't a zone of truth
Nice try.
thing.
it's just good to know. I mean, you know,
yeah, it's targeted.
I mean, you know, it could be like fireballs in D&D. You target an
To whom
area,
it
but
may
everybody in that
concern.
area
Whom
is
it may concern, yeah.
Dear grid coordinates.
For my last email.
It's like in World of Tanks, it's like looking at good cards. I'm just gonna guess.
This area feels good.
Mhm.
It's like meteor 9th level spell.
All right. So what were you asking about? Asking about the Adels?
Has the master of the house spoken to the Adels recently?
Aside from Sasha.
Aside from her?
And he really looks at Sasha hard at that point. Oh yes,
her.
I do see a resemblance. No, as far as I know, though, he hasn't had any dealings with the Adels, other than whatever dealings they've had. The two I know from before are dreadful people.
Everything's perceptible. Is there anything else we need?
How often does he come back here?
Relatively often. There's no set schedule, but this is sort of the hub of his method of travel.
Okay.
Taking over this place sounds more and more like an idea.
We would have to repair the door to Olympus if we plan to use this.
Could ask Lily.
Would they have told her Lily was the cover name for Morgan Le Fay?
I don't know if that's come up yet.
No.
She looks over like, Lily?
Though the domestic's face scrunches up at her name.
We'll talk about Lily in a bit when we're done here.
Connor will lean over to whisper in Sasha's ear. That's the cover name for Morgana. Or Morgan Le Fay.
I don't think we should ask your favors.
I tend to agree.
The
But
domestic has got good ears,
surprised.
and he just goes wide-eyed when you say that. And then you see, it's like, in his face, you can see where things are clicking together in his head. Some things are
yes.
just making so much more sense to him now.
Oh well.
Do we need anything else?
I'm good personally, other than finding the nearest police station and turning these three bozos in with their firearms.
Should your master be killed, who does this house go to?
Not saying we're gonna kill him. Just in case.
Oh no, I plan on killing him. Who does this house go to?
I do not have I've not been given access to the to Master Fritz's will, but I assume to his sister, as he has no other family.
Thank you.
You have a lovely day.
It can only
Upstairs.
get better.
Now you're lying. They go upstairs.
No, that was his firm belief. This can't get any worse.
Meanwhile, Connor's actually over there, like, lashing all the goons together with their firearms, like, in between them.
I picture Connor just doing like a Spider-Man thing where he just hangs them from like a lamppost. Says police here. This one's free.
No, he's gonna hand deliver them.
Put a bow on him.
He actually is, actually. It's like tying a bow onto the rope.
William sees what you do. He's like, we've got the bobbies on the way. Some friendlies. They can keep things on kind of the down low.
And present.
Presentation is everything.
See.
I'm part dad. I can't help it.
Someone right on there. From Olympus with love.
Shortly thereafter, the police show up. Pip and William do all the talking.
Connor just like waits in eyesight to see what their reaction is to the like trussed up and like with little pretty bow of the guys.
One of them looks maybe mildly agitated. One of them finds it kind of amusing.
That's perfect for Connor. He gets recognition and he got to annoy somebody.
This
Yeah.
isn't wrong.
He's happy.
Sasha's gonna go rummaging around the house to see if there's any other like relics or anything of magical note.
You find a workshop area.
Hi, Robert. Bye, Robert.
It's essentially another room in the basement. They didn't just have a cell down there to keep y'all in. It's not so much that these tools do some super magical something, but it's clearly designed to work on objects or items. There is, in fact, a couple of spare doors down there. Nothing's been done to them yet. It's literally just blank doors on one side.
The backups. They don't ping magical or anything. The doors.
No.
Okay, yeah, they haven't.
It's like they are just fresh out of
the door
Lowe's or Home
factory.
Depot or whatever they've got in England. That's the
Ye
equivalent.
olde Lowe's.
Yes. Other than that, like, there's no magic swords laying around anything. Other than what Pip and William.
Damn. No Excalibur.
Pip and William probably have Excalibur. Let's be real, or a copy thereof.
Excalibur the Third.
So they cart
Flares
off the
for-
guys with the guns. They take the domestic, but they're not sure that they can charge him with anything.
Wrong place, wrong time.
I mean, it's, y'all can say these guys worked here, and so he doesn't know about the guns and stuff, but that's
Aiding a kidnapper.
Fair.
if you can prove the kidnapping, yes.
She has no record of entering the country.
Well, that just makes you an illegal immigrant.
Well, damn.
She has a very American accent.
Actually, does she?
She I can't do the accent, so I don't try much, but it's a combination of English, Arabic. Definitely not American.
Ah.
She hasn't lived in America enough with her grandparents.
She hasn't assimilated yet.
Not completely.
Connor, full American accent.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's really where most of y'all came from.
Yeah.
Sasha's the Globetrotter.
I mean, she got the skills for it.
I mean, we're all Globetrotters now.
We go to one country and suddenly we're a globetrotter. Okay.
We have gone on the other side of the globe.
Let's go open another door. Come on. No.
All right. Bye, guys. Thanks for doing your job.
Let's see, so he said.
So yeah, they cart him off, and like I said, they don't actually talk to y'all much. Pip and
Probably for the
William's in
best.
scene. Pip and William kind of cover it.
So they said he's either in Cairo or Rome, probably.
Yeah, he said that was the most likely places.
But there isn't a Rome one up there.
There was.
So-
I said there was one in Italy.
Oh, okay. My bad. I didn't hear that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So either one.
It was Greece that y'all thought was conspicuously absent.
Yeah.
I mean, we could go check. Might be silly.
How far is Clone Connor?
That's true. How far is Clone Connor? Because he is moving at Mach Jesus speeds across the English Channel at the moment.
Well, he'd have gotten across the English Channel, fairly quickly, truthfully.
Yeah.
So he is probably, we say it's been an hour. At the speeds he moves, he's probably well into France.
Okay.
Suddenly
Stops for a
wearing a
second.
beret, has a baguette.
Yeah, he'll be checking for that manor because he kind of got a description from it from when he was
Well, you got the address for where the place was.
Yeah, and he's heading that way to go check.
Because I
Once
think
he gets
the sister gave you the actual location of it.
Yeah, once he gets his bearings, he's heading that way.
I can't read the French street signs.
Google Maps.
You know, that's actually a valid point. He can't. He doesn't know French.
I don't
Google
think-
Maps
knows-
are a thing.
He knows names. Google Translate works.
Fair.
All right. So yes, Robert gets quite engrossed in the workshop.
We've lost him, ladies and gents, and non-binary
Lost
folks.
in the sauce.
Yeah.
So what are the rest of you going to do here in the house?
Personally, I'm here for just waiting for him to come back and popping him in the head.
I don't think he's coming
Mm.
back
How do you know?
because he has to know that you came and fucked shit up.
How many other doors are out there that we don't know where it goes to? Or all those 5 areas, all the doors?
I mean, I count 8 total myself.
Okay, so
I mean, one of them's inactive because I kind of kicked it down, but
Sasha would know enough about ley lines to know if she opens the door on the other side, it'll come back here, correct?
Yes, you assume that's how this spell works. Since clearly,
Alright.
the Olympus door is what y'all got shoved through. While you're downstairs, the cops have left. Y'all are downstairs discussing this. Pip is out front of the phone talking to his superiors. William is in their kitchen making some tea.
Hilarious will help him with that, but then he'll like as he's like making tea, they'll go. So what's you guys' deal?
What do you mean?
I mean, you guys have been nothing but helpful. It leads me to believe that you're part of an organization here, but you've been kind of mum about it.
We don't talk about ourselves a whole lot. Our position is more traditional than official.
Like knights of some sort of table.
He sort of smirks. Something like that.
Connor leans around the master. Did you really just go there?
Yeah, that was right.
And then y'all hear a door upstairs open. Well, specifically, you probably hear it shutting again. Because it wouldn't make that much noise opening, but shutting.
Yeah. Ka-choom.
Connor would. I'll roll a stealth check.
Okay.
Have him sneak up there.
I'll let Connor do his thing. He's gonna beat the shit out of somebody. I'm gonna let him.
I'll do Dex Subterfuge. Sound good for stealth?
Yeah, that sounds fine.
All right, cool. Well, 2 successes. You have a stealth specialty, so.
All right. Whoever it is only got a 1, so you managed to creep up the stairs without making a lot of noise.
As he's going up the stairs, he'll just click a light on him and goes, "That's the case."
All right, so he's got a floating
+2.
Yeah. For my next action, I think it is, yes?
Yes.
Okay. Who
It's
do
like
I
bardic
see?
inspiration. You can just kind of use it for whatever.
You see nondescript white guy. Definitely not Fritz-Lloyd.
Okay.
You're not sure which door he must have entered from, but he's walked down to the far end of the hallway and is opening one of those other doors.
My stealth's still good for me to sneak up on him?
Yeah, he's walking down the hallway with his back to you.
Okay, Connor's gonna sort of follow silently.
He walks up, opens the door, steps into the room, turns around and shut the door. And if you're standing in front of the door when he turns around, he'll see you.
I'll say, yeah.
With your check though, you've got the option of stepping out of view.
Yeah, I'm gonna step out of view before he can see me.
Okay, then he just shuts the door. The room that you got a glimpse of looks like it belongs in this house.
Okay. Which door was it that the guy went through? Like,
it was the door that you're pretty sure leads to Easter Island. Like I said, when he opened it though, it just looked like
yeah,
it looked like the bedroom or whatever that should be on the other side of the door.
right. Wasn't. Which door did he come from, or can I tell?
You're not sure.
Not sure.
You heard it shut, but by the time you got upstairs, he was already just walking down the hall.
Okay.
You can hear him kind of puttering around, doing whatever on the other side.
On the other side of the door?
Mm-hmm.
Huh. Hmm. Did that room look like it was like just like a room with no other exit to it? And just the one door that I got a glimpse of?
Like I said, it looked like a bedroom that would fit with the rest of this house. Well, I say bedroom. There were no beds. What you saw in there were a couple of desks with chairs and computers.
Okay.
It's like somebody had
So
turned
no-
it into a little office or something.
So no other doors in there. You'd have to come back
There was
out
like
to
what would probably have been a closet door. That was it. But it was
that
one of those like
closet
slide to
door.
the side, not like a.
But that closet door could hold another gateway, potentially.
As far as Connor would know, sure.
He
not
has
necessarily
some
the
more occult training, thanks to Sasha. But doesn't have a lot. Okay, so if he hears him puttering around.
Then you start hearing like typing.
To
Okay.
whom it may concern.
And you said previously the door didn't make a lot of noise when it was opening.
No, you just heard it when it shut.
Okay, so he's gonna slowly open the door.
Okay, give me another stealth roll.
Okay.
Which door are we opening? Where are we at? What I missed?
The one to Easter Island.
Mm.
It's 5 successes that time.
Oh boy.
He rolled a 10.
Wait, 5. Isn't it 7 because you had the +2?
It is.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Okay, so 7 successes for stealth.
So yeah, completely silently, you swing the door open. Getting more than just a glimpse of the room. Yeah, this is clearly just the room in this house. You can see the next townhouse or whatever out the window,
Okay.
and he is sitting
So-
with his back to you on his computer. He's got some papers, and he's kind of looking at the papers, and he's typing stuff in. It's like he's transcribing whatever's on the paper into the into a document on
Alright.
the computer.
Connor's gonna sneak up behind him, like look over his shoulder. Not if in direct line of sight, but like the reflection of the screen.
Mhm.
To see what he's typing in.
He is typing in a translation of some sort of carving is not the word I'm looking for. I listen to all these historical podcasts now. I can't think of what they call the flip things. Basically, like the carved hieroglyphs you have up in Egypt, or
Okay.
Like a
or,
tablet.
Anywhere over there. Yeah. Specifically, though, this is referencing an Egyptian site. It's like translations of the writings they found on the wall.
So probably came from the door in Egypt.
More than likely.
Okay. Once he's got a little bit more info there, he's actually just gonna and just choke the guy out.
He offers very little resistance.
Mm.
He seems completely shocked. Completely shocked. And he's not like a real athletic sort of fellow.
Yeah. He's
You
gonna
are the jock
choke
beating
guy
up the
out.
bookworm.
Yeah. Then he's going to actually close the document without saving it.
No.
He's gonna
Well, luckily, he'd only been typing for a minute or so he didn't lose too much.
he's going to, with his arm, basically have the guy over his shoulder once he's sure he's sufficiently choked out and unconscious. He's going to take all the papers. And he's going to go back out the door. And then he will just sort of close it. And he'll just walk back downstairs, dude over his shoulder, entire like stack of papers in one hand.
Find something useful. Oh, yeah, you did.
It's not Fritz-Lloyd, but he apparently came from Egypt. Also,
William's sitting over there with
the
his
door
coffee
to
or his tea.
the Easter Island door apparently isn't active right now because it just went to the other room in the house. That should be on the other side.
It could be
So-
just that's what
so
they
the-
look like.
No, because I could see the other townhouse over through the window.
Fair enough.
So something needs to happen to activate these things, apparently. But it's hilarious. I found you another victim. Sasha,
Hmm?
have a whole bunch of notes on hieroglyphs from Egypt.
It'd be really hilarious if she had no idea how to read hieroglyphs.
Oh no.
Does she?
I mean, she might a little because of her occult and the fact that her, Scion backgroundage.
I don't know. That sounds like an awful weak argument.
I don't
The
know.
trick is his paper
say.
are the English translations of the hieroglyphs.
You
Yeah,
see a little moment of panic in Sasha's eyes, like,
It's in English.
took Spanish in high school. No,
It's in English, Sasha.
I can see that.
Nudge, nudge, nudge.
Just starts thumbing through them.
It's going to be talking about the realm of the gods and how to get there.
Specifically, the Egyptian gods.
Yes. Well, it's specifically, like, it's talking like they have individual realms. Or maybe it's individual parts of a realm. The translations aren't always super accurate, or super precise.
1 second, I'm scrolling.
Some of the notation talks about this being a very old form of Egyptian.
Oh. Scrolling.
Oh,
Because there
well,
are a couple different realms. She would just look for ones that might look familiar to her, considering she can find the way into the underworld using her abilities.
I'd also like to point out that Connor made sure to write everything in that room again, so nothing looks like it was disturbed before he left.
Okay. So,
So
maybe the guy's chair fell over when you choked him out and you straightened it back up.
Yeah, and he closed everything and made sure that the computer was sort of at blank, ready to be used, or I don't know. If no one else had been in there for a hot minute, he probably put it on sleep.
He easily arranges the room where somebody would walk in and not think anything of it.
Basically, yeah. That's what
Other
he's
than
done.
Bob or whatever his name is ought to be in here.
Other than him, who just got choked up.
Does it reference the overworld or the underworld?
It talks a little bit about both, or references both as places they can be traveled to. As far as the individual realms, it's talking about overworld stuff.
Okay.
Anything fun in there, Sasha?
Not mostly overworld stuff, which is not too much of my purview.
From what Dad's told me, it's kind of a point of pride for the Shin that the Shin overworld is the only one that's still connected to the world itself.
Mm.
Apparently, we quote unquote didn't abandon the world.
Yeah, sometimes it's worth abandoning the world.
He's not wrong.
I say this as a player because that's flat out in the Shin pantheon
Mhm.
description of their overworld. Is their overworld is still connected to the world itself?
Which probably makes it a lot easier to get into if you don't know how. But
Yeah, it's like up in the clouds above China. There's various entryways to get in.
It's a big spiral staircase.
Yeah. I'll say I think they're probably all it doesn't really matter because there's literally billions of Shin. So good luck sieging the place. But
I mean, as far as in the Egyptian pantheon, the only way to get up there is a ladder, and aside from a set going to look for assistance and resurrecting someone, Um, not many people climb it.
Mm.
She'll keep thumbing through it. Well, if they were going to be questioning the dude.
Eventually, the guy he choked out wakes back up. He kind of
Hey.
coughs, grabs his throat, like, and then as his eyes start opening, he kind of realizes the situation he's in.
Connor just waves.
Sits back down on the chair.
Well, actually, no. He's kind of on the stairs since apparently we didn't hear the door open. We heard it close. So he's staying just out of sight from like the top of the stairs, just sort of like keeping an eye on if any of the doors are going to be opening, so he can sort of like wave and hush people if he needs to.
So when the guy's eyes look, there's confusion and a lot of concern. And then, Connor waves and he kind of focuses on Connor, and then he looks really concerned. And then he kind of looks at the rest of y'all like, he kind of gets this oh crap look at his face.
Sasha isn't even looking up. She's just thumbing through notes.
Oh, Connor lean over. Oh, by the way, could someone check him for any of those magical relics that let whoever he's mastered with see through whatever's going on?
Sasha glances up to check.
Pat him. Pat his pockets and stuff.
Oh, you pull in his pockets. You pull out a pocket knife, his cell phone.
This will be useful later. Should have done that while I was unconscious, really.
Let's see, his wallet.
I'll check his ID.
Some pens.
Eh.
A little notepad.
Anything written in the notepad?
Yes.
Anything good written in the notepad? Get milk for later.
There is a list of supplies that he needs. But there's also a lot of like directions to restaurants. And other locations in Cairo. Like maybe he doesn't trust himself to read the street signs, so he's made notes of kind of how to get there on his own.
Sure. It's like touristy stuff.
Every on a couple of pages you have little sketchings he's made of individual hieroglyphs.
Mhm.
Some of them
Sasha
that's all that's on the
recognize them?
page. Some of them there's like what you assume is a translation written below, so it may be a few signs that he had trouble figuring out or something. And what was it you asked?
Did Sasha recognize any of the hieroglyphs? Or any of the restaurants?
Let's see. Is she from Cairo? You recognize one or two of them. He's got kind of a mix of like typical fast food, and then a few kind of higher end.
Okay.
Plus one or two just kind of locally known, mom and pop type. Which to you implies either he's been there, going there a while to have learned where some of these little places are, or somebody he's worked with has been there a while. He offers no resistance when you go through his pockets. I mean, he's
Hieroglyphs, huh?
yes, that's my field of study.
Connor, did you knock out an innocent?
He starts shaking his head. Yes, it's
Not
okay.
sure
Though.
how
I don't hold grudges. I'll just I'll just let myself out.
Connor just sort of leans down. Is like, not sure how innocent you can be when he's coming through those doors.
Tried, buddy.
Look, it just saves on plane travel.
Yeah, which means you're aware of all of this.
All of what?
What does your boss have you studying? And she kind of holds up the paper.
We're researching the other realms of Egyptian mythology.
Why?
My employer has an interest in it. It's my field of study. Well, I mean, Egyptology is my field of study. But
Is he telling the truth? It's hilarious.
Right. Yeah, just the hard way sometimes.
no, you don't have to do anything the hard way. I just ask.
Well,
I don't need to be encouraged.
I mean, he sounds pretty forthright, but this always helps.
He grimaces like he's
Just
expecting to do
cross
something to
your
hurt.
heart.
Do what now?
You just cross your heart.
Yeah, that's a. When you promise
Okay.
something.
Yeah. I understand the concept. I'm just not 6 anymore. So, Egyptology, huh? What's your favorite thing about it?
And he goes into being fascinated with ancient cultures. Egyptology, the Near East is in general too, but Egyptology is the one that he actually got a job in, so that's kind of what he's focused on specifically.
All right. Is there like a particular, I don't know, what do you know about the fine folks who run this here nexus of doors?
Well, Mr. Fritz-Lloyd Smith is the owner, and I
Yeah.
suppose you would say my boss. He's certainly the one funding my work.
Mm-hmm.
I have to come in every so often and transcribe my notes for him.
Is there anything in particular that you've learned with this thing? With these batch here?
For these what here's now? Oh, this batch of notes. Nothing any more specific, I guess, than any of the rest of it. We've been deciphering. So various cultures have places that they think attached to wherever their gods are from. Like the top of Mount Olympus in Greece.
Sure.
China is full of them as well.
I mean,
He's like that big
according,
rock in Australia. That's a big one.
and you're in Egypt because you think you can find the one over there?
Well, I have found references to it. I'm interested in the pure history. Mr. Fritz-Lloyd is very interested in finding pathways. I would have found this ridiculous before coming to his employment and finding out just how much of he kind of gestures out of all of this is, how real all of this is.
Yeah. Well, live and learn, right?
Yes, hopefully.
I don't plan on killing you. Your master maybe, but that's different. That's different, and I would probably rather not offend the locals here. So we'll see.
You have many kind of unknown restaurants listed in your notebook. Do you have contacts in Egypt?
Yes, Mr. Smith had other people working there already. He brought me in as a specialist on translation. And I've been working there for him for 4 years now.
I'll like kind of say out loud, William. Do you? I'm not doing this to you. Do you have any? Is there any honey that you can add to the tea?
I believe I saw some.
Do you mind getting a cup for this person who's being very helpful?
Oh, certainly.
Because I see the bruises around your throat. That's gonna gonna leave a mark
Oh
for
yes,
a
that
bit.
was rather rough.
It's okay.
Not really used to being, manhandled.
Connor leans down. My other option was a strike to the temple.
Yes, let's avoid blows to the head.
Hence that.
I assure you, a big fellow like yourself, if you just told me not to do anything, I wouldn't have done anything. I could have walked down here
Well,
under my own power.
from my own point of view, you're aware of the greater world now, yeah? Magic, the gods, everything.
Somewhat, yes.
I had no idea if you were a mage or not.
Ah, yes. I suppose dealing with Mr. Smith, that would be a something you'd have to take into consideration.
Yeah. So I took the safest, most non-lethal option possible that would leave both parties as unscathed as I can.
Well, I suppose that's fair enough then.
If there's a straw, please get that too.
For hot tea, do you want the man to burn his mouth?
Both William
Why
and this guy y'all are questioning look at you with complete confusion. A straw for tea?
His hands are bound. I'm not gonna unbind his hands.
Sasha will unbind his.
You know, if he's like that, he can still hold his tea.
Okay, fine.
I mean,
Sasha will unbind the guy's hand and just lean really close and say, "If you try anything, the gentleman that gave you a chokehold is the least of your worries," and kind of nod over to Smoochums.
oh, the Amut might make this guy's day.
Oh yeah, considering
I
the
just thought about
hieroglyph,
that.
he can.
There is
Smoochums
a
does have a
moment
hieroglyph,
of just childlike awe.
and then terror.
And then he realizes I'm in the room with this thing. And he kind of pulls his legs up. For some reason, I'm imagining Connor having laid him out on the table. But
Oh, that feels so much better.
uh,
I've been trying to get that crick out of my neck for hours.
Just pop it like a glue stick.
That's what I did. All three sides.
but yeah, he kind of pulls any stray limb that he might have had sprawled. He kind of pulls it in tight.
I assure you, he's well behaved, but no funny business.
Oh no, none at all. I really expected them to be larger than that.
He's but a babe.
Oh. What do you call him? A cub? He's like, I'm not sure what you'd even call a baby crocodile or a baby hippo.
Fledgling, perhaps?
Maybe.
I'll say from the stairs, hey Sasha,
Hmm.
when he gets bigger, if you aren't riding him into battle, I'd be very disappointed.
I don't think he's going to get that large.
For the record, baby hippos are called calves. I went to the zoo once.
He leans over. Jaden?
Trust me, I know Spruce is gonna get that big.
I will say, yeah,
Probably will ride him into battle.
that goes for you and Spruce too. Oh, is the Cerberus hound in plain view too, this guy?
Probably, yeah.
Just chilling.
Well,
We've gotten a Mut
of the
and we've
heads are
got a
chilling.
Cerberus just chilling in the room.
Two of the heads are chilling. The third one's just very irritated.
Two of them are playing with something. One of them's just mean mugging this guy.
Yeah,
The
sounds about
third
right.
head is just like,
Every now and then he looks at Jaden like, Mother, may I?
Violence.
Mother, I crave violence.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. Mother, I crave violence.
Do we need anything else out of this guy?
Oh, somebody in the chat said crocs are hatchlings.
Good to know.
Yeah.
So we have to take hatchling, cub, and calf,
And calf.
Calf.
and lop them together and make one word.
Hoofling? No.
We'll work on it after.
Yeah, we'll troubleshoot that.
yeah, I'll say we'll troubleshoot that later.
Do we need anything else with this guy? He seems to be just a random scientist. Or
Just the
archaeologist?
last name Adele. Ring any bells?
Does it?
It would have
roll
been a
for it.
family in Egypt.
I think I've
At
run
one
across
point-
that name in some of the older notes.
How old?
4 or 5 years ago, right before I hired in.
Okay.
I think one of the researchers, I think he had somebody there doing translations for him with that name. It was a name signed to some of the previous work.
Just kind of nods.
Nice clue to see what's going on. Anything else? I can't think of anything.
I'm good.
Do you know
Uh,
if your boss
okay.
is currently in Cairo?
Let's see what this guy know. Yes, he is. I didn't see him today, but the doorman said he had come through just prior to me showing up, actually, or
Wonderful.
an hour or so before I showed up. Excuse me.
I
So
guess
we
we know
have
where we're going.
Sasha, inwardly, it was not, in fact, wonderful.
All right. Well, if that's nothing else, then I'll just, I'll look at Pip and William. Do we send this guy to the authorities? He didn't really do anything, like the butler.
Yeah, he's like the authorities. What for?
Don't worry about it.
I'm a citizen of England and I have my passport to Egypt.
Well, yeah, it's just there was a lot of people with guns in here that tried to kill me recently, so
I had nothing to do with that.
which is why we're asking.
Yeah.
Did this guy give us his name?
You have
No,
not
he
asked him
didn't.
that.
Oh, we do have his driver's license, though. When we
Yes,
pay
yes.
Papa.
I did look at his ID in his wallet.
Let's see. Rupert Scriver was a name I've already used.
And Jason said, "Damn it."
Gotta get this guy a name.
Yeah.
Charles? Charles.
Charles works.
How about this, Charles? Take the rest of the day off.
That sounds like a lovely idea.
You never saw us either.
Not at all. Just
Hands him back. Hands him back his notes. Have a
Okay.
fantastic rest of your day.
You as well. And he gets up and stays as far away from the animals as possible as he scoots down the hallway and goes out the front door.
Bye.
So we're
Nice
going
guy.
to Cairo.
As he leaves, Pip steps back in the door, putting his cell phone up. Are we supposed to be letting this one go?
Yeah,
No,
we're good.
I asked you guys.
He's a pencil pusher. He was doing translations in Cairo.
Oh, okay.
And from the sounds of things, we might be getting out of your hair in short order.
Oh, wonderful.
Wow.
I mean, you've been positively delightful guests, but
Insight check.
I mean, we might be coming back in short order too.
he's like, "Oh, you're gonna be using one of the doors."
Yes.
Yeah, we are.
Going to Cairo.
Yes, that. Going to a place. I might climb a pyramid.
That's
No,
actually illegal.
absolutely not.
It's actually illegal.
Sasha gets extremely offended looking when you suggest that.
Why not? It's a nice tall place.
It is disrespectful, and if you climb it, I will find a way to break both of your legs.
Things I've learned today. Okay.
You're supposed to be the lawman.
Pip kind of leans over to Connor.
I'm not.
There's pyramids all down that side of Africa. If you go to some of the ones outside of Egypt, they don't care if you climb them.
Don't encourage him. He does that enough on his own.
The clone's like running to the North Africa now.
Whee!
Finding a way to like jump off of one pyramid to another.
It's like if you stood on top of a gravestone. Just very tall.
Really?
What do you
It's a
think they have under
tomb.
there?
It is a tomb.
I thought they were just monuments.
No.
Sort of. But
They,
they're
they,
monuments
they
to
never actually found a body in any
people.
of the pyramids.
Huh.
You know, their excuses. Well, somebody broke in before us. You had to carve through one of those big blocks to get in.
Mhm.
You didn't find any other holes. Okay.
I did not know they were tombs. Well, okay then. Yeah, no climbing pyramids.
Besides,
Might
Connor
climb
climbs
something.
skyscrapers all the time. What's the matter?
You might climb other things. In his head, he's going, I wonder if the Sphinx moves.
In the back of Sasha's head, I'm going to have to bail these fools out of jail, aren't I? At least one of these fools out of jail.
Oh, I can sweet talk them out of jail. It's fine. Alright, Cairo. Up.
All right,
Home
I rode to
sweet
the Cairo
home.
door.
I'll see you two in a bit. Good tea, William. It was very good.
Check on Robert and make sure he gets a drink of something. I think he's too absorbed in what he's doing to
I
pull
do the
himself
same.
away.
I do the same thing he does. It's fine. He doesn't need to eat or drink.
Just check up on him, please.
Okay.
Send him
Not
through,
like players, but like to Pip and William.
Yeah,
Okay.
they give you the nod.
and send him through the Cairo door when he's done.
Will do. They're going to be here basically manning this place for the foreseeable future. So
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a it's a building full of doors.
The House of Doors,
Yeah.
London branch.
First, goes to the Cairo door.
What
fling
is
the
Do
door
I
open.
feel-
You step through, and you're in another room.
Do I feel like my atoms scrambled on the way?
No.
Okay.
Sasha, you realize he didn't
Womp
activate
womp.
the door going through.
Hey, Hilarious.
Sasha just kind
Yes?
of grins.
Do you remember what I told you about the other door, like 10 minutes ago?
The one you cracked open, or
No, the one to the Easter Island.
oh,
It must be activated first.
Yeah.
they're just looking at it. They're just looking at it.
Kind of
I'm
motions
stealing.
away.
I'm stealing a candle from this room.
Absolutely.
Come on.
It might
They-
be useful later.
No, I'm just upset. Well, how are we up? How are we going to activate this?
Sasha's gonna give an intellect occult roll to see if she can figure that out. I'm gonna guess maybe.
You are correct. You need at least 2 successes.
Ugh. Considering I have 9 dice, I'm gonna be personally offended by my dice if I don't
You
get
can
success.
throw
I'm gonna
in some
burn
momentum.
2 momentum because my
We're at-
dice have been a-holes, so that brings us
We're-
down to 5
You said
momentum.
2,
We're at
correct?
5.
All right.
Yes.
Alrighty. Hey! Might as well get the rest. Let's see how accurate this door is. Okay,
3?
Okay,
Okay.
3 successes. So you reach in, you pull Talarius back to your side, you shut the door.
Yeah.
You kind of trace your fingers along the line where you want to go. And in your vision, you can see the magic, flare up a little bit. It's not like,
Oh,
yeah, it's nothing like that, but,
The TP sound in Diablo 2. The whoosh.
Mm,
Then when you open the door, you're hit with dry, warm air, as opposed to the moist English air you've been dealing with.
Connor's fine. Yay, fire domain.
Hilarious has like a side cut. They're fine.
Directly in front of you, you see a guy sitting at a desk with his feet kicked up. He's got a newspaper. In Egyptian or Arabic, I guess is what they would speak in Egypt these days.
It'd be Arabic.
Yeah.
Which Sasha does know.
As he drops his paper, like, "You back already? That didn't take you long at all." And then he when he sees y'all, he starts standing up and starts scrambling for a gun at his hip.
In Arabic. I would suggest you sit down again.
He's seen intruder. Like I said, he's going for the gun, so it's kind of a quick draw.
All right. I guess we're rolling initiatives.
Yes.
Okay.
It would have cold cocked him.
And you may still get a chance to,
Before he fires and alerts
somebody
everybody
goes
that we're
forward,
here.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay, so
2.
let's see, Dex.
Quick question. Could she activate enforcing the boundary as a reaction?
Does it say in the description of the ability that you can do it as a reaction?
I'm looking. It probably doesn't. I'll check again after I roll my.
Yeah, well, he only got 2 successes, so far y'all got at least 2 turns before him.
Well,
And since
Maybe 3.
And since I usually say in initiatives that ties go to the players, actually I think it looks like everybody is going before him. So
We're all going before him.
Nice.
All right.
struggling to
And
get it done.
I can't do it with a reaction, so
Okay.
never mind.
So who's going first?
Monkey.
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 Okay.
All right, Monkey Prince, go.
Yeah.
4 successes. His defense is a 2, so you
That
hit
is
him with 2
8.
left.
I have a +4. Is it
Using
4 or
staff
5?
or fists?
He still has the gloves on, so it'll be fists. That's why I rolled dexterity. That's how I'm sort of differentiating between which one he's using. Is dexterity, he's using hand to hand. Might, he's using his staff.
Okay.
See, so he gets the +1 from his taekwondo. +2 from the gloves. Would you consider the gloves as a melee weapon?
They're gloves. They give you enhancements, but they're basically just gloves, aren't they? Like kind of
They're basically-
fingerless
they're-
weightlifting gloves or whatever.
Yeah, they're
not
basically
brass knuckles.
fingerless leather gloves.
Yeah, if they're just leather gloves, then no, they would be.
Okay, and then +1 from the staff because he has it on him. So yeah, it'd be 8.
You need to get an enhancement for the gloves and just get brass knuckles that have Mon Ki.
Molten Kai.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives me 6.
Okay.
Yes. Okay,
Yeah, that sounds right.
so 2 to disarm. And then he's gonna grapple with the other 4.
All right, so yeah, you basically run up, twist the gun out of his hand, set it on the table,
Yeah.
and then kind of snatch him up.
Very aggressive hug.
And since he heard the guy talk in English,
No, he was talking in Arabic.
oh, he was talking in Arabic. Okay,
Sasha
you didn't clarify
understood.
that one before. Okay, he was talking in Arabic. So he'll just hold him and sort of cover his mouth with one hand as he sort of has.
All right, what are the rest of y'all doing?
still
step
up,
through
or
the
is he,
door-
like,
step through the
unconscious?
door, I assume.
Is he still
Oh,
up or is he unconscious?
He's not unconscious. Connor just literally has him basically grappled and held
Okay.
because none of us can talk to him except for Sasha.
Is this room closed? Or is there an open area where it leads off into a hallway or a door?
There's another door.
Is
There's
it
no
currently
windows
closed?
in the room. There's
Oh, perfect.
one electric light. It looks like it's probably an old building. You can actually see where the wiring runs along the outside of the wall, up and around the ceiling.
Alright.
Kind of got an old, musty kind of smell to it.
Y'all want me to knock his ass out, or are we doing this, or are we waiting?
Make Connor look at him. It's like, I could have easily knocked his ass out if I wanted to, but I figured we could get some info out of him. Because Sasha.
In Arabic, Sasha looks over. If we allow you to speak, are you going to call for help? Both of my friends here could easily either murder you or knock you out. You can nod up and down if you'll cooperate.
He nods up and down.
In English, take your hand off his mouth for a moment, please.
Yeah, I'll take a hand off his mouth. He still has him held, but he's just going to move the hand.
She's gonna do
Wait.
the magic look and check for any relics or anything on him.
Nah, he appears to be mundane.
Basically, he's going to shift his hold to where he has his arms under him and behind his
Oh,
neck,
Nelson.
holding him.
Where are we at, aside from Cairo?
He rattles off a local name. You recognize it as just outside of Cairo. It's a. It's actually a archaeological site.
Is there anyone else aware of these doors here?
Plenty of people.
How many people are on this site
people
currently?
Employed by Mr. Smith. 20 or 30.
Any bodyguards or people of any repute in combat?
Yeah, there's a security force, yes.
A force of how many?
He gets kind of a shrewd look, like he's really debating how much he needs to tell you.
I can have this gentleman over here make you tell me what I want to know, or you can tell me what I want to know.
And the whole time he's been kind of struggling with Connor's got epic strength. This dude, he's in good shape, but
Are there any Scions here?
how much does security know? His eyes widen a little bit when you say that. No, there's none of that filth here.
I hate to break it to you.
You can't understand. I hate to break it to you. You can't understand him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was Jeremy saying that, not hilarious.
It's hard to tell. Y'all sound the same.
I take on higher inflections. It's hilarious.
There weren't any here. Tell me, when is your shift end?
I mean, in 3 hours.
So no one's going to come looking for you for 3 hours, correct?
Unless they need to use the door.
Sasha's like, I really just want to beat this guy's face in.
He's just a security guard.
She's had a bad couple days.
He's back.
Absolutely not.
He's just a security guard. He's one of your countrymen.
What are we doing, Sasha?
Tie him up, gag him.
All right, you easily get him, secured.
Connor will just set him down.
He looks very angry.
Maybe if you're lucky, someone will come to use the door in the next 3 hours.
He just stares daggers at you.
Us filth are going to go check out the site.
All right. So y'all step out of the room.
She'll pass on everything that she would have learned from that conversation.
Okay.
I knew he called us filth. I would have kicked him in the junk.
We know what happened last time. One of us kicked somebody in the junk.
Still had it coming.
Nobody kicked anybody in the junk, I don't think.
All good.
Yeah,
Hidden
nobody kicked
kicking.
anybody in the junk. He taps his ear where he keeps the staff.
Technicalities.
I live by him.
Does Sasha recognize anything about the dig site once they get a little bit out of the door?
You're pretty sure it's what the one you thought of. What you remember haven't heard of this one? It was a small site, not considered to be real significant. They hadn't actually done any work there in a while. It was a site that kind of got put on the back burner.
No pyramids, so
Yeah, I mean,
Now, though,
we've actually found some recently in Egypt like that, where it has I think it was quite a few intern bodies. I can't remember. I have to look that up.
but anyway, you step outside. There's people moving around. It's like this little building is over to one side, and looks pretty old. As you could tell by how they'd run the power in there, it was clearly built, before electricity.
mm-hmm.
Not a lot of activity around this specific building, but elsewhere you see, people moving equipment around. There's people loading things into trucks. You see people that are looks like shifts swapping of folks, equipped to go out and do the digging. In the distance, you can see the actual, kind of classic site, but they seem to be working a little off to one side. Like the people swapping shifts, they're coming in vehicles, swapping out, and then heading back out. And it's within sight. You can see where they're actually doing their work, but all the amenities are kind of up here around this older site.
Okay.
A few of these people moving around kind of glance over at you, but they don't really react.
So what's the game plan here? You're the local.
It's been a few years since I've been a local.
Well, I mean, it's better than me having been here at all.
All you want to do is journey to the west. Here you are going east.
Eventually it'll be the west, so we just keep going east.
Everything goes full circle, as long as it's not made of squares.
All these squares made a circle.
No.
Yes.
I don't think we should attack anyone here.
Well,
These
how are we
folks are
getting out?
likely walking.
There's
Okay.
probably more guards. I don't mind being up a guard or four, but if we're trying to be discreet, some of us are not. Well, I guess Robert's not here, but I'm still not very good at discretion.
What have y'all done with the animals?
Put a hat on them.
Because I thought
Three
the
hats
guys
on
glancing
the
at y'all
face.
paying close attention, though. No, if they saw the animals, that would get a reaction.
The animals are probably pulling up the rear. I would
Okay,
assume.
so y'all step through the door, and the animals are still kind of inside, inside the building, kind of right behind you then. Obscured.
Three hats on. Three hats on
Uh,
Spruce.
Yes. All
Do you-
top hats.
Yes.
Do you want me to get them out of sight at like Mach speed?
Would Sasha have any? I did list one of her contacts as. 1 second. A handler from her childhood. And that she probably would have still had contact with them.
Okay.
And they probably live in Cairo since she lived in Cairo. She would probably have their address.
Yeah, that makes sense.
She would suggest that.
Was this handler a man or a woman?
Let me flip a coin. Woman.
Oh no, somebody else to thirst over Connor.
Just it's another tall redheaded lady.
What have we done?
Made a trope.
Yeah.
It's the lady from the Rubicon is actually her divine handler. Dun dun dun.
Oh, was this a divine handler, or was this
I had it listed as divine handler, but if you just want to have it be a standard handler,
That'd be interesting if it's a divine handler. That'd be a thing.
I will leave that to story guide discretion, whichever one would amuse you more.
Well, that's my thing. Is it somebody a set had looking after you, or was it like somebody your parents had looking after you while they lived here?
A set.
So they didn't have to be bothered with you. Okay. Then no, I'm gonna say she's more of a more of like a priestess follower of in the know about stuff, not a supernatural creature herself.
Okay.
The last time you saw her was probably her dropping you off with your grandparents.
Yeah.
Or taking
the
you to the
airport.
airport, here in Cairo.
Yeah. Airport, putting like a safety pinning a note to her chest. Okay. I'm 23. I know.
I know. Now, did you go to the bathroom before you got on the plane? Okay.
Did you remember to get a magazine, something to drink? And she'll rattle off the last address she had for that woman. Oh, that means nothing to any of you. It's this way, and she'll kind of start walking.
Yeah, several miles outside of Cairo.
Is it day or night?
Very good question. Let's see. It was probably late afternoon, early evening in England.
So about equivalent.
Yeah, it's not that far off. It's just like south.
It's close to the same longitude.
Yeah.
As England. Nearish.
Google London to Cairo time difference.
Thank you.
I mean, fair.
It's only an hour different.
Yeah.
Really?
Really?
Yeah.
According to Google.
I knew it wasn't big because they're pretty much on the same like longitudinal line, pretty close.
Huh. I would have thought that was further apart. Okay, then
Nope.
yeah, sun's still up.
Just mentally feel longer. Well, we can walk. Or I can try to get us a cab, but I don't think we would have much luck getting a cab here. Are there any vehicles that are empty?
Oh, sure. There's not. They got a little motor pool over to one side.
We're just gonna steal a car.
Does Hilarious say that?
Yes.
We could walk or steal a car.
Steely wheelie automobile.
You just wanted to say that. I mean, well, let's see. What season are we in?
It's about this time
Roughly
of year.
current time. Okay.
So late spring, early summer.
Current temperatures in Cairo, Egypt.
Mm.
Oh, so it should be like around 100.
Yeah,
But it's a dry heat, so it's not as bad.
Dry heat.
it's still oppressive.
Especially if you just
I
came
live-
from London.
I live in dry heat. It's still oppressive.
To walk or steal a vehicle?
All right, we'll steal a vehicle. Solaris will look over the security system of the vehicle that they just kind of happen upon.
Okay.
Connor.
I
well,
need a stealth roll, subterfuge roll
Sure.
from everybody.
Oof.
I will say that Connor, because animals,
Mhm.
he's the only one strong enough to carry him. He's actually going to.
Grab the puppies.
Yeah, he's gonna grab them both, basically one under each arm.
I think it's about a mile or so that way.
Yeah, if Sasha points out which direction they're going, then he'll sort of like wait until people aren't looking. Then he'll go out the door, activate Heavenly Stride, and just vanish with the animals.
So much snapping teeth. Subterfuge and what?
Would you accept cunning?
I would accept cunning.
Okay, that's what I will roll. Wait, do I have?
I don't know if do you still need me to roll since I'm doing that?
No.
Okay.
And their roll I think
One.
easier because you're not dealing with the animals. So
All right.
Actually, Sasha didn't even really need to roll that because she would do walk unnoticed.
okay, everybody got at least one success.
Yeah. Connor will tell him he'll be waiting, like he'll find something that says something Cairo. And he'll just wait by the sign. Or nearest the sign.
Now, it's Arabic, and then you expect it to just say Cairo in Roman letters.
Some of them do.
He doesn't know.
Mm-hmm.
He'll stay out of the
Just,
city limits, but he'll be keeping an eye on the vehicle.
You're running through the air. Smoochums just had his mouth wide open. All three of Spruce's tongues are lolling out of his mouth.
Smoochum just like yes.
Through the sky, yeah.
Smoochum seems delighted to be in the heat. Oh yes.
Smoochum's like
Spruce
oh
is
home
not having
sweet
the heat as
home.
well.
Fantastic.
Something about being a dog of the underworld. Just
Mm-mm-mm.
Well, Greek underworld isn't necessarily all fire and stuff, so he may not be used to it.
Yeah.
So yeah, you race off and you're wait by the side of the road, close to the Cairo city limits or whatever.
Yeah. He kind of waited to see which vehicle they were going for, and then he was going to take off. So you can kind of keep an eye on to see if it's them.
all right. Hilarious. Well, like I said, they're gonna go look and just scope out the security system, make sure it's something they can circumvent.
You got to roll for that?
Yeah, I'll roll for that.
I was going to say, I can't make pigeon noises, but pigeon noises, make sure it's big enough to hold the animals. Pigeon noises.
Oh yeah. I would assume we'd be all looking for one like big enough to shove giant animals into.
Would you accept cunning technology? Because I assume there's like it's a higher tech vehicle.
Is it, or would you have an easier time breaking into a lower tech vehicle?
Hilarious.
Well, I just mean breaking into a car, period.
Oh.
Actually, you probably don't even have a Slim Jim on you. How you gonna get
No,
in?
I don't.
I have no beef jerky.
I know what you mean by that, but no, I do not.
Yeah, I know.
Go ahead and give me that cunning roll then.
Sure.
They left the keys in
Alright,
all of
boy.
them.
2 successes.
All right, you have no tools to like hack an electronic lock. Most of these vehicles don't have it.
I can play with electronic devices.
Oh, fair enough. What you actually find is a kind of a large Jeep.
Mhm.
It's not that brand. It's a different,
It's just the shape of a Jeep.
more or less with some more storage space in the back.
Sure. Oh god, it's a Hummer.
It's actually the vehicle that lost out the contract with the American military against the Jeep.
Oh.
But anyway,
Gotcha.
I'm blanking on its name, but they're a little bigger. They got a little more storage space.
Mm.
But it's still one of the things where they got like a half door and the cloth top is taken down.
Mhm.
So you're able to get up in it without any trouble, and then you just hotwire like you hotwire a car.
If it's keyless entry, I literally do not have to hotwire anything. Just ding.
No, man, it's a much older vehicle than that.
Okay.
It's just one that
So,
you,
yeah.
you can easily all climb into.
Easy enough.
And with that many successes, you get it cranked without, There is technically a security guy watching the lot, but y'all walk up like you got business being there, and you just climbed in and immediately cranked the vehicle up. So.
Just walk and grab a clipboard and go, people.
All right, you're driving, Sasha.
Absolutely.
Your walk unnoticed thing.
Because you've noticed a lot of the workers here look like locals, but there's a lot of various European folk walking around too. So
Hilarious is not hiding, but they're just gonna lay low underneath, like in the little space in the back seat.
Like Homer Simpson into the car seats.
No. They're small enough they can fit like between the front seats and like the back seats, just like in the little space down there.
Sasha's kind of looking like, okay, however you're comfortable.
So who's driving?
Sasha.
Okay.
She can totally drive. No,
At
she
least
can. She can
she
drive.
knows which side of the road to drive on, and
Yeah.
not to use her lights at night. Just flash them. I've spoken to some military buddies that have spent time over there. I would not get out on the roads over there.
Sasha will go out the gate, totally like she belongs here. Go about
There's not really a gate, just a driveway.
Goes out the driveway. About a mile out, she kind of slows down and starts looking around for mythical beasts.
Does Connor
Would
see the Jeep
Yes,
that they're driving? Does he see them in the Jeep?
he does indeed.
Okay.
He's in the Jeep.
Is the back just wide open in this
Yes.
Jeep? Okay. You all are driving. Suddenly there's a Connor in the back of the Jeep with two animals.
It was easier than expected. Okay.
Are you in the back seat?
Yeah.
Watch your step.
What?
Don't stand on me.
Why are you down there?
I wasn't sure if they were like, you have a thing where you can be just incognito on demand. I don't.
She kind of looks over at Jaden, who is not incognito.
I just imagine Jay just propped up on the door. What?
Yeah. Connor will actually, just because, he will put Smoochums just down next to Telarius.
Okay.
Put Spruce on Telarius. And then get in the next seat.
No, Smoochums. Move. Smoochums do
Like I
not
said,
sit on people.
there's a storage space in the back.
Yeah.
Imagine if a Jeep and a truck
Had a baby.
had a baby.
So it has a cab in the back.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's got kind of a cab area and a little bit
okay.
of kind of a stunted trailer.
Like a half cab.
So that's where Connor is. He's in the back with the animals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
Is
those,
there anything in the back to cover the animals with?
Sure, you can find a tarp back there.
He's grabbed a tarp and
Just a low
Spruce
growl out of a
Spruce
tarp.
keeps trying to work his heads out for the wind.
well, for a cover story, you're all tourists.
I mean, that's not wrong. I am a tourist.
I'll be the tour guide. Welcome to beautiful Cairo. Don't get out of the vehicle, please.
All right. Well, we're gonna get one of those little tourist pyramids, right? My mom will love that.
We could probably find one. If someone says they have an actual papyrus, don't believe them. Don't purchase it. It's all bogus.
I want it to be bogus. I don't. You think I want to give my mother real papyrus?
I don't know how much you love your mother.
A
Buy her
lot. That's
buy
why
her
I
a
don't
mummy.
want to.
They're
Aren't
usually
those things
fake
like
too, but
cursed?
sometimes they're real bodies.
Let me look at the stuff before you purchase it. Unless it's just really obviously tourist stuff.
I do not want to get her magic stuff, is what I am saying.
Okay. No curses, got it.
Exactly.
She just the whole time driving towards her handlers.
Connor
House
pops up from the
direction.
tarp. Is curses normal?
I mean, we're dealing with mages.
Right, back to the tarp then.
Oh, wait.
Hmm?
As driving. Speaking of curses, how are my grandparents?
We have them set up in the hospital with an IV to keep them fed and hydrated.
Fantastic.
But no, they're not like awake.
Drive.
Yeah, love
But
love
now
to
it's
hear
angry
that.
driving.
You really want you really shouldn't have just like had that news asked as you're driving
She's a good driver.
under duress.
She's just thinking up more ways she's going to kill Fritz-Lloyd.
Connor, on the other hand, not a good driver because they're too slow.
His
This
reaction
car is
time,
not
his reaction
going
speed
much.
should be good though.
Jesus.
His reaction speed's fantastic, but vehicles are too slow for him.
This vehicle doesn't get to triple digits? What is this?
So anyway, you make your way through Cairo.
Not going at Mach 3? What is wrong with you?
You know, avoiding the real downtown, most congested area. You finally pull up to where you know SAFA Safa.
Sure.
Sorry. Didn't have enough time to mute.
I tried to pick names
all good.
for my list this week that should be relatively easy to pronounce.
That's
But
a mood.
I'm probably still butchering them.
Papa should be fine.
So you pull up to her place, which is like a little, kind of a little clinic. Think of it as the equivalent of like, you know, a little urgent care sort of thing. Really just kind of for the local neighborhood.
Yeah.
You know that she also uses this facility to carry on worship services, sort of things, you know, in off hours. You got to be careful to kind of stay on the down low with that, you know,
Yeah.
whole pagan religion and stuff. Yeah, but she basically runs kind of a cult of what the Greeks and Romans would have called a cult of Isis. She, of course, uses Set's actual name. But yeah.
So she'll be like, just wait here. And, like, real quick, go poke her head in and. Safa? Hello? It's me.
One of the women that acts kind of her nurse looks up and just kind of like, and you recognize her as one that's worked for Saba for a while. So yeah.
Hello.
She gets up. Hang on, I'll go get her.
I'll I have friends outside. I'll. She just keeps mushing.
send her
I'll be
out.
inside. I'll just bring them in. Oh, jeez.
It's fucking
Motions. Motions like, come on.
So you're in the little front room when Safa comes running out.
Connor like peeks up from under the tarp, like, is it safe to come in?
Yes.
Yes, come
Let's
in.
go.
It's hot
Go.
out there.
Sasha, she runs up, she hugs you.
He'll grab both
Hugs you back.
animals and just into the building.
Picture those lizards that like walk on their two hind legs.
The animal suddenly
Clever
appears.
girl.
She's like, Smoochums.
Oh yes, Smoochums probably loves her.
Well, you don't know, crocodiles' faces don't emote a whole lot. He tolerates
Happy.
a lot more physical affection from her than he does from most people, though. So.
So,
Hi.
friend of yours, Sasha?
Yes, second mother, essentially.
How many mothers do you have?
I mean, just the one biological, and she had a hand in raising me, and my grandmother had a hand in raising me, and then there's a set, and okay, that's more mothers than most folks usually have, but
I mean,
I've
I had
had one
0,
mother.
so you're doing better than me.
Sasha Adele, starring in My Four Moms.
Love that for you.
Connor, Connor's over here going, I had 0, so you're doing better than me.
I had one parent my entire life.
I mean, some of them were really shitty.
Balances out.
What are you doing
Hi.
back in Cairo?
Good question.
Oh, these must be your band. I've heard
Yeah,
the news.
you've heard the news. We made news here?
Well, I've been keeping tabs on.
Grandma and Grandpa told you.
I prefer to remain mysterious. I was keeping tabs on you.
Of course.
But yes, I email your grandmother periodically.
She'll introduce everyone.
How are your grandparents, by the way?
They're doing fantastic, all things considered.
Her head tilts back, her eyes narrow.
Probably should
Yeah, I'm
lie
here
you
to kill a
again.
man because he put a curse on them and they're currently in a magical stupor. Well, I killed the man, the man that did it die?
You didn't kill him.
No.
I didn't kill him.
No, he's not dead.
Is
Not
he
for
still
not trying.
chained? Is he still chained up in your safe house?
No, we turned him into the police.
Okay.
If he was still chained to the safe house, he'd be there till he died of starvation. Because Connor
Are
was
we
have-
still in the safe house?
Just have a box of like Ritz crackers just out of reach.
Oh,
But no, yeah, he turned him into the police.
Okay.
his higher up is possibly in Cairo. And apparently his higher up had something to do with my parents at some point in time.
Ah. Would his name be Smith by any chance?
I mean, Smith's a very English name, but it is.
It was
Fritz-
his first
Fritz-Lloyd.
name was actually sort of German sounding.
Fritz-Lloyd?
She's like, that was it.
Yeah. I'm here to break some knees.
We kind of promised Morgana Le Fay that we wouldn't kill him.
You promised. I made
Actually,
no such
yeah,
promise.
you promised. I didn't say a thing.
Is this Morgana another friend of yours?
I didn't have the pleasure of meeting.
We just recently sprung Sasha out of jail.
Kidnapped
Oh.
by Mr. Smith.
Then yes, he needs to be dealt with.
Yeah.
Do you have any word of him? Apparently he's researching ways to bridge the connection between the overworld and our realm. Well, possibly underworld as well, but Jason
Actually, I was looking up something, but anyway. So what was the last thing you said to her?
She was basically asking if Safa had heard anything recently about Smith.
Not really. She knew back several years ago that your mother and father had worked with him some doing translations. He has funded digs at various sites. The scuttlebutt about him is that he's a little shady.
kidnapping people, turning people into half fish, half human.
Outright second-degree murder.
Magically drugging and comatosing the elderly. He's a fine, upstanding citizen.
I knew he was a practitioner of mystic arts, but I did not realize to what degree, obviously. How long have your how long have your grandparents been under this curse?
I'm trying to translate game days into like sessions, and
It's been
probably it's been
I don't-
1 week.
It honestly probably has been at
It's
It's
been
least,
probably getting
about
close
a
to a
week, I
week.
think.
Yeah,
because we had to like figure
travel
out
and
like travel time, like actually booking a plane ticket, which can take a hot
We
minute.
we
by
also did have like a week of prep time, I think, that we took before we actually went to London.
That's right, yeah. So it's
I
been.
didn't think it was a full week y'all took, but y'all took a couple of days.
Pretty
Had
close,
to take a couple of days, yeah.
So I say, yes, probably about a week.
it's been 1 week.
Yeah.
It's back in my head now, so you must all suffer.
You're welcome.
You have someone taking care of them, I hope.
They're currently in a hospital being cared for.
Yeah, they should be able to keep them hydrated and such there, okay. So,
But
so you're
even a
you,
set.
so you're
didn't
here
know.
in Cairo. You should have called me. I would have picked you up from the airport.
We came by other routes. Directly from London, through a door at Smith's London Manor.
Townhouse,
see.
but yeah.
Townhouse.
Very interesting.
It's been a weird couple of weeks.
Given your nature, things will only get weirder as you further mature.
That's not reassuring.
Yeah, Dad has.
I'm sorry. And if he reaches up and hugs you again, everything's going to be okay.
She's like, yes, lie to me.
Is that better?
Momentarily.
Remind me to tell you some of Dad's stories next time.
No.
Lie to me, tell me you love me. Sorry.
So what can I do to help? Like, clearly, you're here for a purpose.
Well, we couldn't very well hide at the archaeological dig, so at least so we don't stick out like super sore thumbs. And I haven't seen you in a while, so it's a good excuse to drop by. Big charming smile. I mean, if you have any ideas of how to maim or murder him, or how to possibly reverse the magic on Grandma and Grandpa.
That sort of thing, I would need to know what it was he had done.
We tried asking Kodama, but they said the same thing.
What I would recommend, as much as you want to kill this man as soon as you see him, I believe you will need to keep him around to find out how he did what he did. You need to know how he tied this knot so you can know how to untie it.
I mean, I excel at doing things really hard.
He does.
Surely you have a better way of questioning people than.
Hi, that's
Points
me.
at Talarius. We all just point at Talarius.
Might be a little more difficult with this one because I'm almost certain he is able to resist, but it's still doable. Might take a little more work.
I got the
See,
old
I see.
tried and true methods from my childhood. If that fails,
Do we
Does,
know if
does the Geneva Convention work in Egypt?
I
yes?
believe Egypt is a signature of that. Yes.
Okay. Pointing at Connor.
what? I got some methods that I used from my childhood. Didn't say what it was.
Uh-huh.
Tickles their feet or something. You don't know.
He puts
Yeah.
Slow water drip.
he stuffs a bunch of pop rocks in their mouth and threatens to pour Pepsi in there.
Oh.
Fills their mouth with Mentos. Talk! I can't. My mouth full of Mentos.
Either that or just like holds up and is like, all right, if you don't talk, I'm putting this Mentos in the Pepsi bottle.
And hit me right in the face.
Direct in their face. There's like a whole like pallet of 2 liters with Mentos. Like I can do this all day.
So, do you know where Smith is now?
He apparently came through the door
So he's
shortly
here.
before we did. So he is in Cairo.
Mhm. Or perhaps at the dig.
I would assume at the dig. My only concern is there are many innocents at the dig.
Yes, he would hire local workers, who I'm certain would not be involved in anything.
Yeah, judging by the translator, I don't think any of them know his more shady side unless they are in his inner circle.
Mhm.
They're aware though.
I don't think they are aware of what he has done
Well, no,
maliciously,
but
like
they're
kidnapping.
aware of the, greater scope of stuff. I'm not the most eloquent of individuals. Need something folded in half like an omelet? I'm your guy.
If nothing else, could we like take a nap here? I'm assuming it's been like at least a day or two.
I have a little bit of jet lag from, crossing the borders.
But we actually discussed it's only a couple hours different. So
Yeah, but they came in from one from
Travel is
that's
the time
true.
zone's not different. The travel itself, however,
That's right. That's what I get what you're saying now.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
not really
more-
that much more jet lagged being in Egypt than you were in England, but you were pretty jet lagged in England.
just going from Northern Europe to North Africa is taxing to say the least.
Yes, I've got guest rooms you can use.
And then at some point having to go doing the same thing over and over again and making my way to America is that's actually gonna be through a mundane plane probably, so that should be fine.
Maybe.
Sleep on the plane.
plot in the morning. Have you heard any people working for the dig locally? Anyone that might come by, either for treatment or worship?
I have one of my uh,
Parishioners?
that's the word I was looking for. But I have a parishioner that has taken a job with him.
Do you think they would be willing to perhaps give us when like shift changes are, or when there's less people on site?
Well, considering they took the job because I asked them to keep an eye on the place, yes. I imagine we'd have no trouble getting that information.
Always hands on something.
Your mother keeps me here for a reason.
Gives her a hug.
Now
Sasha,
go sleep. Maybe
terrifying.
Wash when you get up.
Yeah,
Terrifying thought I just had, Sasha.
I sincerely hope not, but okay.
if this is like the baseline of just keeping an eye on things, like just have fingers in all the pies, your mom and my dad just never need to meet.
Oh no.
I have told you what Aset has done. There are reasons she is both loved, respected, and feared.
Yeah, and you know my father pretty well, at least his stories.
All right, so none of our she like includes like Jaden and Taylor says none of our parents need to meet. Okay.
I'm almost certain Amor and Artemis have met many times. Being,
Okay,
Literal
our
family.
parents don't need to. I don't know. I'm sleepy. I'm going to bed.
enjoy your rest.
Grab smoochums.
It's my emotional support crocodile.
Sir, so this is my emotional support, Amut.
Jeez. Emotional support of it. That's hilarious. I love it.
How she gets it on the plane. My emotional support, honey badger.
So anyway, Safa shows you to the guest rooms. Y'all sack out for the night.
Okay. 2 points of order.
Mm-hmm.
One, that roll I made earlier.
Mm-hmm.
That would be the Connor clone back in Olympus. Let's keep an eye on the tree because his time is running out tonight. Because he has access to all the knacks Connor does, will pluck a hair, made the roll to create the clone, and he will wink out of existence as the clone from the hair winks into being.
Okay, I'll allow it.
He's just replacing himself, really.
I'm still holding on to like you can only have as many clones as he has legend.
That's right. That was what we had. That is how we had
So-
settled on that. Yeah.
So because he's winking out tonight, he's basically making another copy, and he will wink out as the new one comes in.
Also, as y'all sack out, at some point, the one running across France would get to that.
I was about to ask about that as the second point of order. So
But he gets down to that little getaway spot.
mhm.
And there are people there. There are people staying there currently, but they don't seem to have anything to do with. They're just renting the place currently.
They're just running the place. Okay.
Yeah. Because that
Okay.
was not a place the family owned. It was just a place the family vacationed regularly.
Right. Okay.
Which is probably why the domestic was using that as the cover story. Oh yeah, he just went down there because if you asked around or checked with other people Smith knew, they'd know that he went down there regularly.
Mm-hmm. All right, and then he will just smack himself in the leg and pop himself.
Okay.
Because the other option would be him running at super speed all the way to Cairo, which would take some time.
So he just
Just easier to reclone.
So he poofs, and then the other one creates one, and he poofs, which still leaves you
Yeah.
with one you can pop out in a Cairo if you need to.
Yep. Has anything been happening with the shrine in Olympus? Because Connor did leave that clone with the instruction to keep an eye on the shrine and everything, but also just sort of just keep an eye on the city, just quietly and not really interfere with things. Just kind of be in the background, just to see what the other band does while they're gone.
A fair number of people come up to the shrine. A few leave offerings. Most people, it's something new in the park.
Okay.
And they've got the story of where it came from and all that. So it's not a big tourist attraction yet, but
it's starting to get there.
Yeah,
slowly.
People hear the story of how it was built, come by to check it out themselves.
Okay.
Other than that, there's no big news going on. The other band hasn't been doing anything that you know of. They haven't anything that's made the news.
Yeah.
They haven't. Nobody's harassed your grandfather. Nobody's.
Yeah. He's keeping an eye on the mercs too, just to see if they hold up to their end. Which we still need to figure out their attributes.
Yeah. They have started doing some kind of neighborhood watch sort of stuff.
Yeah, I haven't been bugging you for the attributes because we are not on that side of the world
Yeah,
where they
yeah.
matter right now. But they do have that savage tag because Connor has the war purview now.
Yeah.
So if they get into a fight for any reason, like physical, mental, or social, they have a +2 enhancement to whatever they do.
I had
Fair enough.
Samuel. I had Samuel watch the grandparents, right?
Yeah, you got him in the hospital, but he's going by and checking on him.
I'll just kind of poke my head in and be like, "Excuse me, do you have Wi-Fi here?"
He's like, we've got dial-up.
Fine.
Oh, Delirious thinks it's fine.
Solaris wasn't born when it
Then they
happened.
say-
When
then
they
they
were
have to deal
around.
with it.
Yeah.
I'm just imagining that scene from Doctor Strange. It's like, we're not animals.
Here's the Wi-Fi password.
It's like, what is this? Some kind of secret code? The Wi-Fi password. We're not animals.
We don't do that here.
So yeah, you have access to the internet, sort of.
It's Cairo. They probably have decent cellular.
But none of your phones would probably be, set up for it.
Doesn't
I mean,
you know,
depending on what your carrier is, I guess. But
Okay,
you
we're
can
going to
use
the,
you
going
can
to
use a
Colossal
dead
joint down the
phone.
street and
Yeah.
getting a cup of Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Like you can use your phone that is like essentially brick as a Wi-Fi. As long as it has Wi-Fi capabilities, you can connect to whatever.
you managed to find somewhere that's got Wi-Fi. Then.
Breakfast and Wi-Fi.
Yep.
Internet cafes are still a thing in a lot of places. All right, so you're getting in touch with Samuel, or
Yeah. I'm just kind of. I can't call him. Well, I guess I could Facebook call him if he has a Facebook.
he probably has a Facebook.
It's
For
Samuel.
sure,
He
he's got
probably has.
MySpace.
Oh God. No, I
Oh.
will Facebook call him.
Right in the youth.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh, that site's still around
Is it though?
with millions of users. I was shocked too, but yeah.
Mhm.
It's mainly for like people that are starting bands, kind of.
Yeah, it's more music driven nowadays.
Fair.
Anyway, you get in touch with Samuel. Hey, what's up, kid?
Hey, we're in Cairo now.
That's y'all overshot. England. a little
No. We were in England for a bit. Now we're in Cairo.
Sasha just had to go see the old home place, huh?
We also had to see where the bastard went. Are the grandparents any signs of life?
No, well, I mean, they're still alive.
Sure. IV drip.
But no, the
they're still
doctors
good.
the doctors can't figure out anything. They can't get any real responses out of them. I mean, you can get them out of bed and walk them around the hospital.
Make sure they stretch their leggies. Yeah, that's a good call.
So they're being able to keep them, exercised or whatnot. So there's no atrophy setting in.
Good.
But yeah, they're just spaced out and staying spaced out.
Okay. We'll probably be here for I don't know, a week at most. Handling some business, and I'll keep in touch if need be. But it's nice to hear you again, Samuel. Thank you for doing this and not coming. I'm gonna. You want anything nice from Cairo? I can try to get you something.
Yeah, kid. I don't know what they've got specifically. Just surprise me.
You got it.
Sasha, we
Talk
got
to you
you a
later.
jar of sand.
I've got a jar of dirt.
He's like, oh, thanks. He cracks open and he realizes. Then that's when you find out you handed him the wrong jar and all the bees come out.
Wrong jar!
Gotta label those things.
Also, one more
You
thing.
know why we have that jar.
Like before everybody passed out. Connor will actually go to Sasha's room and knock on the door.
There's audible snoring, but what?
Oh, you asleep already?
No, I'm awake now. What?
Mind if I come in?
Cracks the door. Mm.
You know, Safa would not approve of you having a gentleman caller
She's like,
in
she's
after
like,
hours.
Safa will murder me. What you? We're under Safa's roof, so she will kill all of us.
Right. I can wait till later then. Sorry. I just wanted to ask you something like private, but if I can't, okay, never.
She looks down up and down the hallway. There's no one here.
Okay,
What?
fine. Why do you keep asking about your parents? Or at least the name? I'm assuming the parent thing. What's going on? Do I need to like help?
Because apparently Smith knew my parents. They were part of whatever he was doing.
Oh.
Up until about 4 or 5 years ago, if that gentleman's notes were correct.
Huh.
Which is roughly when I left this area.
That's kind of coincidental, don't you think?
Hence the repeated asking.
Right.
They may be alive, they may be dead. I do not know.
Okay. Well, if you need somebody to help you look, I can make another one of me.
I don't even know where I would look.
Well, if you find something, you know?
If I find something, I will be sure to tell you.
Okay.
Or I'll go wake up my parents' ghosts, which I suppose that's a thing I could do if I needed to. I would need a gravesite, though, so probably not. Gosh, that went morbid very quickly.
Yeah, it did. He kind of like fidgets a bit. It's like, well, I'm gonna go back to sleep. 'Cause
I'm gonna go.
I haven't slept in a while.
I'm going to sleep as well. Good night. Connor.
I'm glad we found you. It really worried me when you disappeared.
It wasn't fun.
And because it's Connor, he's gonna steal a kiss and then go to his room.
Soph is going to murder us all in our sleep. This is fantastic. I'm going to at least sleep until I'm murdered. And is now like sleeping on top of Smoochums. Like 3-year-old child just like flopped out on top of her dog.
What the heck?
All right. Next morning.
No one's dead yet.
Everyone wakes up dead.
What is y'all's plan?
To the dig site?
We could. Honestly, do we want to just try and capture this guy and bring him somewhere and beat information out of him? Or politely
Yeah.
ask information out of him?
Beat him for information. Don't kill him, but beat him.
Oh.
Connor's probably stretching. As I realize
Listen.
Connor hasn't actually like slept a full night in like weeks.
Listen, I gave the sister my word, and Morgan is very protective of the sister. So,
How does she feel about the brother?
oh, she don't care if he dies, but the sister will be upset. So,
Oh.
Keyword
think-
there. If he dies.
I think he might be more liable to be tortured with a ages-old sorceress. Anyway, if you really want him to suffer,
We threatened to hand him over to Morgan Le Fay?
yeah.
I mean, it's not a bad idea.
I mean, they did allude that their father did not treat her well at all.
No, they straight up said that.
Yeah. Which is very
no,
strange
that
to me.
was the
They didn't treat the sister well.
Lillian, I think, or whatever Morgan was calling herself.
Yeah.
No, before y'all knew who she was talking about the fact that her father hadn't treated her well, and she was not talking about the sister.
Okay.
No, that's who Connor was saying is.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, we're
is-
aware
is,
that
is
yeah.
because Fritz-Lloyd is following in his father's footsteps, and their father did not treat Lillian well.
Lillian was talking about her father not treating her well, I may be getting mixed up on which alias I was using for Morgan.
I think that was Lillian, wasn't it?
Yeah. Some kind of way parents came up and she talked about her father being a piece of crap, basically.
Oh.
That had nothing to do with Fritz-Lloyd's sister.
Mm-hmm.
Or Fritz-Lloyd.
Okay. So Morgan Le Fay has personally been slighted, is what you're saying.
Yeah. Her father was
Oh,
Luther
yeah.
Pendragon, who disguised himself as her mother's husband. And,
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Alrighty.
So like I said, just throw him that way.
Can I do that literally?
When we get him, yes.
Just through the front door?
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, y'all all get up. Safa's got a little bit of breakfast prepared. Hopefully you all like hummus.
Connor
Josh is
poked
like,
at it.
yes.
Connor's poking. I was like, "What is this? I've never had this before."
Delicious. Eat
recognize
it.
Okay.
Think of it, I may have some hummus when we finish up. Got some in the refrigerator.
I'll say Sasha says it's fine.
It won't kill you. Totally, it's fine. You won't die from it. It's not poisoned.
Safa goes, or cursed. Well, dear, do you need any help today, or?
I think if we can't kill him, beating him for information after kindly asking him for information will have to do.
Well, I've asked Nassor to come by. That's my contact in the. So he should be here in just a little bit.
And I guess we'll wait for him.
Okay, just a few minutes later, 15 minutes later, so he comes in.
Mm-hmm.
He's already
Sasha-
dressed. He's already dressed for work, but he's not due there yet.
Sasha, like, elbow deep eating the hummus, like,
He smiles. He talks with Safa. Before, and then turns to you, Sasha. How can I help you?
Mostly we're trying to gain access to Fritz-Lloyd, but we don't want any innocents in the crossfire.
He spent most of let's see, he arrived yesterday evening. Spent a lot of time at the dig site.
Is he no longer at the dig site?
I don't know. I've been home. I worked my shift and went home. Now, he spoke like he would be here for a few days. I overheard a conversation that he said something had gone on back home.
Kind of like motions that would be us.
Safa said you might want the shift changes and stuff. He hands you shift paperwork. He's written it down.
Thank you.
Security may be a little tighter today. Apparently there was a vehicle stolen yesterday.
Did we leave that vehicle just on the street?
Yeah, it's just parked out front.
Oh, okay.
Take off the license plate quick.
Let's say Connor will pipe up and was like, yeah, we might want to move that.
Yeah, we should probably move that. We're fantastic at our jobs.
Well, you're not professional thieves, so you don't really think.
Player, no. The character Connor would definitely have thought about that.
Well, that's true. He may have been a professional thief at one point.
I mean, I didn't think about it, so I don't think Connor did, since I didn't mention it. But
Yeah.
We could just sneak back on, park a mile or so out, and mosey that way.
Well, now when y'all stole his vehicle, it was not the only one of its model
Yeah,
there. So
we'll just ride back in.
Like everyone has that one model of like just you just see a Buick more than you should. That
Well, they had
one
like
model.
three of the vehicles like you had, or like you took.
Mhm.
If you have anything else to ask Nassor, this would be the time to ask him before he has to head to work.
So do we have anything? Is our plan basically just go in there, grab the guy, poof him out, and beat the shit out of him for information?
This one can go at mock Jesus, so yes.
Connor just shrugs unapologetically.
Does he ever take a meal away from the dig site or anything like that? Does he frequent the town at all?
I really have no idea.
Okay.
I'm just one of the diggers,
What?
uncovering kind of the larger pieces.
Anything interesting there? I mean, it's an older dig site.
Well, they found this older site slightly off from it. So that's new. They seem to be keeping it hushed.
Hmm.
The government here keeps well, as you would know, keeps a pretty close eye on
Antiquities
sites.
and such.
But I'm not sure if they've actually registered this new one.
Hmm.
Or if they've left the government people with the impression that they're still working at the previous site. The local inspector has been thoroughly bribed, is my understanding.
Of course. Okay. So do we just double checking the plan? We're just going to grab this guy. Where do we want to take him to interrogate him?
Run
I mean,
him all the way to Olympus from here.
Top of the pyramid. Talk.
Oh, we will get in trouble for that. It's gonna be like the one scene out of was it Cold War? The Captain America? No, Winter Soldier?
Soldier.
Yeah. Just drop him off the roof, someone catches him.
You drop off the pyramid. He's just
Swept it up better in my head.
He slinkies his way all the way down.
Ooh. I hate that for him.
I'm sorry, just like Connor's just like the white the cap on the top that haven't been weathered off yet. It's like Target.
Yeet.
Yeet.
Well, most of that white stone wasn't weathered off. Most of it was stripped off when they built Cairo.
Yeah.
All right. Do we just want to take him back through one of the doors, maybe?
Do it rapidly so he can get jet lagged.
I mean,
Just run him in and out like 4 or 5 different doors. Like some kind of Scooby-Doo thing.
I mean, it's either that or I could just stop somewhere after I grab him, and y'all can just come find me.
Mhm.
That one, he Hilarious can probably follow my phone if he really needs to. I can turn it on before we start this.
Vinny, what?
Angry cat noise.
He is. He's just like, Mom.
Okay.
I just
Find the
heard-
guy. Find him. Grab him. Take him either If the door is closed to her, I vote we take him through the door. It would remove him entirely, and I could deactivate the door.
Fair.
I mean, we could actually really deactivate the door. And she kind of points at Connor.
Either way.
Do we flip a coin for this?
I would just go with whatever's most feasible at the time.
Yeah.
Anyway, y'all can take the truck. I'm gonna run out there and scout for a bit.
She would have shown, everyone would have seen the paper, like the shift change and everything.
Mhm.
When is the
Yeah.
shift change?
About an hour, which is when the sword naturally
Ah.
has to show up.
Alright.
Now, in his case, it's not so much a change because they don't have people working there overnight. You know, this is like the first shift. The security guys swap out at the same time, though. There are security guys there overnight.
Fantastic.
Let's see, before Connor leaves, he will look at their host. I'll say, thank you for letting us stay and for the breakfast. I've never had that before, but it's actually kind of good.
I hear it's gotten more popular in the U.S. You can probably find it there.
Fair enough. He'll sort of like step out the door, look around real quick. Is anybody like watching him or watching the general area?
Not really.
Okay.
The
They'll just turn-
clinic part isn't open yet, so.
He'll turn around, give sort of like a jaunty salute at the hostess, and then he'll just vanish.
She looked over at Sasha. He must be a handful.
Get used to pointing chaos at something and it generally working.
I will just tell him to keep his hands to himself, or I'll gut him like a fish.
I have no doubt. If we don't go back through the door, I will come back again and see you before we leave. If not, and she like leans over, gives her a kiss on the cheek and a hug.
Well, you can always call or email.
Oh, I will call if we end up back in London, and I will have Grandma call you once we get this sorted out.
Good. I hope things work out with that. If you can't force
Yes,
the
well.
answers out of Smith, let me know and I'll try to help.
Absolutely. One way or another. I'm just picturing tiny little old woman just gutting people. Safa was like really, really rough in her younger years.
She's not that old. She's maybe a couple years older than your mother.
Still. Just gangster Safa.
Well, you know, she runs a clinic in not the best part of Cairo.
Yep. Okay. Putting like flatbread in her pocket because homemade flatbreads.
Mm-hmm.
Are we going?
I think we're going.
Say, but
Stuff.
what do you mean we? Connor's gone.
Stuffed bread in my pocket. I gotta go.
All right, so y'all load up in the
Stuffing
vehicle.
breadsticks.
Y'all take off.
Date
Connor,
is
where are you
over.
scouting out?
He's gonna find a place, a kind of a vantage point if he can get to one. And then he will stealth and just kind of attempt to blend in and just keep a vigil over the area.
Okay, you see workers showing up. You know, the early birds, the ones that are getting there a little bit earlier.
Yeah.
There are visibly more security guards patrolling around than the day before when you were there.
Yeah.
Clearly, somebody found the guy y'all left tied up.
Fair enough.
Or maybe the domestic got to make a phone call from prison, or from jail rather, and let him know what went on.
Mm-hmm.
But something has obviously put him on edge.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Would you like me to make a stealth roll?
To kind of stay on the outside edges with the visual going, you probably wouldn't really need to. Now, if you want to sneak through the middle of the camp or get out into the actual work site proper, then yeah, you can go ahead and give me one.
He won't at first. But closer to like when the workers show up, the shift change, he honestly probably would.
Well, then at that point, the rest of the band could have gotten there.
Yeah, that's probably where we just with like 7 minutes to go.
Yeah. Okay.
Sasha blaring the radio in the Jeep as they drive.
Local radio station.
Actually, quick question. While Connor is keeping an eye on the camp,
Chicken polka.
is there anything noticeable to him that he could sabotage to drop the camp into chaos to try to distract people?
There's a few gas-powered generators out close to the site. If you made one of them explode, that would cause some distraction, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if you want to explode things and not this, his important historical discovery of it. Yeah,
Architectural significance.
Well, is this gas generator next to any of these ruins? Or is it just in, like, the camp?
Well, I'm talking about, there's some, well, the base camp, if you want to call it that, has power run to it. Okay. These gas generators are out at that newer dig site.
Ah.
That, is just barely in sight of the original camp.
Okay.
But anyway, so you're scouting that out. The rest of the band is pulling up into the carpool, or into the, carpool doesn't sound right. What was I thinking of there?
Car park? Parking lot?
Motor pool, because it's where they store their vehicles. Where y'all stole, where you stole this one from.
Just gently returning it.
The guy comes back going, wait a minute, what the fuck? It's back. What's going on?
Just took the car on a walk. It's back. Don't worry about it.
That is where we will wrap for the week.
Woo!
I want to thank my players for showing up today. Folks in the chat. Alice Arcadia was very vocal in the chat. Thank you for coming by.
Yeah.
I'd have responded, but I still don't have my OBS read logged in, so gotta get that fixed for next week.
Yeah, I couldn't log into my Twitch to respond either.
Weird.
It was weird.
I had to get a code sent to my email. It's like, just let me in.
Yeah, I think that's what I got to do, but I don't think about
So
it
note
on
to
the
self.
stream. So anyway,
Twitch is doing weird things.
so anyway, hope everybody out there enjoyed the show. If you'd like to see more from Dire Bear, we've got let's see, Thursday is A Knight's Ransom.
It is.
Which is 5th edition homebrew by Maddie. Saturdays are the Stolen Cities, also 5th edition homebrew. Completely blanking on the GM's name.
Alex.
Alex, thank you.
He's the lore keeper.
Ooh.
Fancy.
And then Cap's running the Troubleshooters on Monday, which is also homebrew 5th edition. And then we will be back next Tuesday with The World at War.
Now, we went from London to Egypt.
Where will you go from there?
Probably back to London.
See, now we're globetrotting.
Yes.
We've now been in 3 different continents.
Let's go to China next.
Go back,
Not
just
this,
be like-
story, not this story arc, but eventually.
Just open up this door here. Come on, let's go, guys.
So anyway, we will see y'all next week. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Let's go to China for peaches, guys. Come on, let's go.